What's up? Love having haste in here, especially with big drops and 4/4s. So when it enters, I create a 3/3 dynamic creature token. Same concept as the other one, but not as effective. Moving on, we have the Earth Shaker Dreadnought. When it enters battlefield, draw a card for each other dynasty you control. Very big card when you're getting a bunch of copies or other dinosaurs, 3/3s, etc. onto the battlefield. We have the Regal Behemoth. When it enters, I become the Monarch, and whenever I tap a land while I'm the Monarch, I add 1 additional mana of that land's color. We have Gulta and Maverin, Dinosaur Vampire. I know it's got a vampire in there, but it's mainly dinosaur, let's be honest. So, when I attack, I can create a tapped and attacking XX green dinosaur creature token with trample, where X is the greatest power among other attacking creatures. Or I can go with option 2 for vampires. But still, for the 6 cost here, or sorry, 7, you get a 12/12 out of it, which is pretty good. We have the Verdant Sun's Avatar. Very crazy card for a 7-drop. When it or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under my control, I gain life equal to that creature's toughness. So example for him would be 5. Going here would be 12. You know what I mean? You get the memo. It's pretty nuts. We have the Apex Altasaur here. When it enters the battlefield, I can fight up to 1 target creature I don't control. And for the enrage effect of when it does dealt damage, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. A crazy card when you're comboing it with this, or even when you're trying to clear off a bunch of your opponent's mana dorks, copies, etc. Moving on here, we've got the Tarask. This one's a bit overplayed, I'm not gonna lie, but hear me out though. For it being a 9-drop, you mean it has haste and ward 10 as long as it was cast, and when it attacks, it fights target creature defending opponent Very nice. We got Copy Swarm. It's kind of like a Scoop Swarm, but a little bit delayed. At the beginning of the end step, if creature died, you get a top copy of Copy Swarm. I'm assuming that this will replicate just the same as the Scoop Swarm. We have Owen Grady partnered with Blue Loyal Raptor. Put your choice of Menace, Trample, Reach, or Haste counter on a target dinosaur. Activate only as a sorcery. Still very nice. And then we've got the Spitting Dilophosaurus. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, put a -1 on up to one target creature. Your opponent's control with -1 counters on them can't block. Very nice card, and I love the scene from the first movie. We have the Indoraptor, the perfect hybrid. Bloodthirst X, when it enters the battlefield with X/1/1 counters on it, where X is the damage dealt to your opponent's turn. Very nice card, especially when you're going for an aggro 3-color deck. We have Menace, and then whenever it is dealt damage, choose an opponent at random. It deals damage equal to its power to that player unless they sacrifice a non-token creature. Helps keep their board state clear while you're dealing damage. Hunting Velociraptor, one of the more expensive ones that I'm surprised I actually pulled 2 of when I was opening the set. So, dinosaur spells you control or you cast have Prowl. So for red and 2, you can cast a spell for its Prowl cost. If it dealt damage to a player this turn with a creature with any of its creature types. Trust me, I fumbled that pretty much, but I mean, you can see what it says. We've got Dr. Ian Malcolm, or as the name says, Atla Pala Nest Tender. So pay 2, tap it, create a 0/1 egg creature token with Defender. Whenever an egg you control dies, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal reveal a creature card. Put that card into the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Very nice when we can generate blockers, and for the other cards we had here that made eggs as well, when they hatch, we get many dinosaurs from the deck and creature's controller instead. So it basically has the fight mechanic, but the fight mechanic has trample to it, which is nuts. Alright, moving on, we've got the Grim Giganotosaurus for a 7-drop at the Monstrosity 10. It costs 1 less to activate for each creature with power 4 greater your opponent's control. And when it becomes monstrous, destroy all artifacts, creatures, and all other than Grim Giganotosaurus, which is nuts. Because it is a 10-10 board wipe pretty much. And the more strong guys you guys have, the easier it is to activate. Very nice. We have the Crusting Mosasaurus. 8-drop, one of the most expensive out of the dinosaurs to cast. When it enters the battlefield, if it was cast, return each non-dinosaur creature token to its owner's hand for the emerge cost, which is very nice. And again, this is pretty nice because you can pretty much make this cost down to 1 if you sacrifice the right stuff. And basically being another board wipe, it's very nice for helping clear the board state. And now we are going to move on to our next instance, I believe. No, artifacts. And we're back. Alright, next, we're going to be starting off with our artifacts. We have the Found Port Bell, the Soul Ring, the Amulet, the Traveler's Amulet. We've got the Arcane Signet, Swiftfoot Boots, Chromatic Lantern, the Commander Sphere, and the Jurassic Park artifact itself, Dino DNA. Imprint 1 and tap to exile a target creature card from a graveyard and activate only as a sorcery. For 6, you can create a token that's a copy of target creature card that is exiled with Dino DNA, except it's a 6/6 green dinosaur creature token with trample. Very nice, especially if you're trying to get back some old abilities from some of the older Jurassic Park. Instant for permission denied. One of the best and funniest scenes, and I still can't believe they put it on a card even to this day. Counter a target non-creature spell, and then your opponent can't cast non-creature spells this turn. Very nice card for 2 mana, and that ability of not being able to cast non-creature spells this turn is amazing. Now, we're going to move on to sorceries. And we're back. So we have Pick Your Poison. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact, each opponent sacrifices an enchantment, or each opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. Very good choice, and I like it for being a 1-drop, and I can choose one of the 3 options if I think one of them's an issue. Very nice. We have Cultivate for your basic ramp, Kudama's Reach for more ramp. Time of Need. I don't necessarily sure offhand of how many legendaries I've got in the deck. Plenty, I'm sure. But it's a nice, tutor for the deck. Very nice. Search my library for a legendary creature, reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle your library. Very nice for your basic ramp. Super easy for 2 mana. Rampant Growth. We got more basic land ramp. Tooth and Nail. This one is more of a game ender. Search my library for up to 2 creature cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. And then I have the option of also putting up to 2 creature cards from my hand onto the battlefield. And for it being a steep cost of 7, if you pay 2, you get both. So you basically get to search out 2 cards from your deck and put them onto the battlefield. Very nice for a 7-drop. Now we have a Malcolm's Mercurol Mirth. Probably butchered the name. And that's Tasha's Hideous Laughter, which is very nice for a 3-drop. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until that player has exiled cards with total mana value of 20 or more. Very nice. Moving forward here, we've got the Savage Order. I'm very happy with this, especially being a sucker for the 3rd movie of the Jurassic Park franchise. As an initial cost, sacrifice a creature with power 4 or greater. Search your library for a dinosaur creature card and put that onto the battlefield. Then shuffle. It gains indestructible until my next turn. That bottom text and non-token creature with power 4 or greater on the battlefield under my control, populate. This is another piece to help out with my tokens from earlier in the video. With all the egg tokens and everything being onto the battlefield, plus 3/3 tokens, it'll be a very nice piece to have populate whenever a power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under my control. And then, as you guess, we have it, welcome to, for each opponent, and up to 1 target non-creature artifact creature they control becomes a 0/4 wall artifact creature token with Defender. As long as this saga is here, or as long as I control it. Create a 3/3 green creature token with Trample, and it gains haste until end of turn. Very nice. And then I can, for 3, destroy all walls, exile this saga, and return to the battlefield transformed under my control. So this is where it gets real spicy. So now it becomes Jurassic Park, the legendary land. And with this one, it's very interesting. For each dinosaur card in your graveyard, So each dinosaur card in your graveyard has escape. The escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost plus exiling 3 other cards from your graveyard. And it's basically a dinosaur Gaia's Cradle. Add green for each dinosaur you control. Very, very nice, especially for starting out as a simple saga. And being able to have my dinosaur stuff have escape is also a very nice bonus. Now, for the last bit, probably less exciting, but we have our lands. And last but least, we have our lands. We're gonna blitz through these relatively quickly, because nothing too special here. Unclaimed territory. When it enters the battlefield, choose creature type, and I can spend any color mana only to catch creature spells of the chosen type. Very basic, very generic. We have Path of Ancestry. Enters the battlefield tapped. Whenever I use 1 mana to cast a creature spell that shares the type, as the commander, I amazing scene from that one. I love the attack scene they give there, and with it being, again, a flip-sided card, you can have any mix of either side you want. The end goal of this deck, ooh, the land, so good. The end goal of this deck will be to eventually replace all of your generic lands like these for the dinosaur Jurassic Park lands, which will be very nice, and I look forward to that so much. Backside of the island here. This scene, I remember seeing this, was so dark, and I love how they did it with having the ominous teeth show up behind it. Is very nice. Very, very nice. But as you guess, I'm a sucker for the fish tank side. Moving on here, we have the plains. I love this scene from the first movie, and it's such a vibe to see them standing there looking over the herd. A memorable, memorable scene. But, as you'd guess, the darker side. This is quite the gruesome scene from the Jurassic World movie, but man, I love the detail on the dinosaurs, the humans, even the mountains on the background. Very fantastic. Very, very fantastic for the art style of the cards and the lands. moving on here, we have our mountains. We have some Gallimimus, as was said about the first movie. They called Gallimimus. Moving on here to the back, we have this amazing scene here from the second movie, I think it was. Yeah. A very nice scene. I love how they have the broken down orb there. Perfect shot of the volcano erupting. The details on the dinosaur itself as well. Personally, more of a common token, but still one I'll probably end up using. Treasure token with the lovely aerosol can with all the DNAs in there and stuff like that. Very, very nice. And then we have the dinosaur token. 3/3 trample. Oh, fantastic. Dinosaurs pick up scents from miles away. We're here to observe and document, not interact. Sarah Harding. I love the token design on this, and I cannot wait until I get all of the remaining cards for the Jurassic Park cards, and I'm pretty sure I have all of the tokens for this Jurassic Park deck. But, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for joining me for this video today, and that was the Morphon, the Boundless Jurassic World deck list.